Good evening, Raider baseball fans, and welcome to playoff baseball time in Texas as your Rouse Raiders are set to take on the Wildcats from Tomball Memorial. Exciting time, Karl. I'm Michael Francis alongside Karl Schoening tonight to bring you Raider playoff baseball. It's what we've been waiting for all season, and we're not going to mince. We're going to get right after it. Defensively for the Rouse Raiders tonight, your starting pitcher, number 10, Hayden Thomas. Behind the plate, number 1, Cody Vanoy. On first base, number 23, Jared Southard. At second base, number 9, Caleb Diaz. At third base, number 6, John Dominguez. And at shortstop, number 11, Robbie Ramos Karl. In left field, we've got Cody Kelch. In center field, you got number 22, Jamison Slater. And in right field, number 55, Dalton Porter. Raiders will be the home team tonight. They're in their home whites, white uniforms, emblazoned with Las Vegas gold lettering and numerals across the chest and back. Black piping on the pants, black stirrups, white socks, white caps. For the Tomball Memorial Wildcats, leading off will be number 7, Austin Roccaforte, the second baseman. Batting second will be the designated hitter, number 6, Sage Stewart. He will be hitting for the starting pitcher, number 5, John Chomko. Batting third, number 8, Drew Baker, the shortstop. Number 20, Cameron Hunter will be batting fourth, and he will be behind the plate tonight for the Wildcats. Number 2, Trenton Chin will be in center field and batting fifth. Number 24, Alex Corfort will be in left field. Number 4, Logan Kilpatrick will be at third base and batting seventh. Batting eighth, number 12, Carson Thor at first base. And rounding out the order, number 11, Jordan Grice will be in right field. It's a beautiful day for baseball. A little windy here in Bryan, Texas. We're actually on the campus of Bryan High School here in Bryan. And we're set to get things going. Number 7, Austin Roccaforte stands in. Hayden Thomas delivers a pitch off the outside corner for ball 1. Wind blowing from right to left, kind of in toward the field. That pitch in for a strike. That'll even the count up at 1-1. So Karl and I have been running around with our hair on fire trying to get things set up. It's a long drive down here to Bryan from Austin.
And it's a little bit different of a setup being in with the fans, so you might hear some chatter behind us. We're in with the crowd today.
2 balls and 1 strike. This is swung on and hit over to short. Robbie Ramos Karl has it and throws over to first in time, and Roccaforte is retired. 6-3 on the putout. 1 away, and Sage Stewart will come to the plate for the Wildcats, batting from the left side. Thomas picks up the sign from Cody Vanoy. He toes the rubber. He comes set from the stretch. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. Game 2 will be back here in Bryan tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Thomas delivers a fastball off the outside corner for strike 1. That'll even the count up to Stewart. Stewart, the designated hitter for the Wildcats. The pitch, this is cut on and hit foul over to the Rouse dugout. Off the fence. Raiders with their complete complement of coaches now that the JV 1 and 2 programs are shut down for the season. Congratulations to JV 1, the Rouse freshman. Thomas drops a curveball in, just misses the zone, and that'll even the count up at 2. 2-2, the count to Sage Stewart. The JV 1 freshman won district for the first time. 3-2 the count. It's worked full. Thomas delivers, payoff pitch. This is cut on and hit down the third baseline. Dominguez has it, throws over to first in time. And Sage Stewart is retired. 5-3 on the putout. That's 2 away. Top of the first, no score. 2 outs with nobody on. And that'll bring up the shortstop, number 8, Drew Baker.
Great play there by Southard to really keep his toe on that bag, as Dominguez had a tough play at third, and he had to get it across the diamond and was able to do so accurate enough for Southard.
Fastball cut on and missed for strike 1. A good turnout here tonight, Karl. A lot of both fan bases traveled well.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see more people trickle in as the game goes on.
The 0-1 pitch gets the outside corner for strike 2. 0-2, the count to Drew Baker.
Yeah, Baker, I don't think was quite sure about that, asking the ump if it was a little outside, but that's not going to change anything.
Raiders playing regular infield depth. A swing and a miss from Drew Baker. And 1, 2, 3 go the Wildcats in order after 1/2. No runs, no hits, no errors, no score. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Welcome back. We're ready to get the bottom half of the first started, and we'll go through the lineup. On the hill for the Tomball Memorial Wildcats, number 5, John Chomko. Behind the plate, number 20, Cameron Hunter. At first base, number 12, Carson Thor. At second base, number 7, Austin Roccaforte. At third base, number 4, Logan Kilpatrick. And at short, number 8, Drew Baker. In the outfield, from left to right, number 24, Alex Corfort. And center field, number 2, Trenton Chen. And in right field, number 11, Jordan Grice. Leading off for your Rouse Raiders tonight, number 1, Cody Vanoy. That's where we're set to get going. The umpire dusting off the plate. Cody Vanoy, class of 2018, will be playing his college baseball at UT Rio Grande Valley next season.
And he'll be the guy leading things off here for the offense for the Rouse Raiders, and the moment they've been waiting for all season here at the playoffs.
This is it. Raiders finished second in district behind Georgetown. Cedar Park finished third, and Elgin finished fourth. Pitch down and away for ball 1. John Chomko, a right-handed pitcher. Pitching from the windup. The pitch, that's low for ball 2.
And out of 25A, it's the Tomball Memorial Wildcats.
That pitch in for a strike. And the count goes to 2-1.
They finished third in their district, Magnolia finishing first, and Tomball High School finishing second.
Fastball inside on the hands. Line back to Chomko. Throws over to first. And Vanoy is retired. That'll go 1-3 on the putout. Now batting number 11, Robbie Ramos-Caro.
And for that last team that made it out of District 25A was Brenham, the 4 seed.
And Georgetown will be facing Brenham tonight. Chomko gets the outside corner for strike one. Elgin will be playing Magnolia, and Cedar Park will be playing Tomball. The 0-1, a swing and a miss from Robbie Ramos-Caro, and he's down in the count, 0-2. Chomko picks up the sign from Hunter. He winds and delivers, sets up outside, just misses. That's a pretty nice looking pitch, Karl.
That was pretty close. Almost the body positioning of the catcher cost him that strike zone because the catcher caught it to his left outside of his body frame, but it seemed like it was over the plate.
It was. He got the plate in the corner. Swing and a miss for strike three, and Ramos-Caro is retired for out number 2. 2 away, and that'll bring up the first baseman, number 23, Jared Southard. Jared Southard with a hot bat for the Raiders of late. Hopefully he can get things started for Rouse here in the bottom of the first. Chomko winds and delivers. Breaking ball inside for ball one. Bottom of the first, scoreless. 2 outs. No base runners on for the Raiders. That pitch gets the outside corner, and that'll even the count up at 1.
Yeah, we're close to seeing a whole first inning with no base runners.
The 1-1 pitch, that is fouled off for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes to Jared Southard. Chomko has the sign. He winds and delivers. A swing and a miss. And the Raiders go down in order, 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on board. And after 1 complete, we're scoreless here in Bryan. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Leading off the second for the Tomball Memorial Wildcats will be number 20, the catcher, Cameron Hunter. Thomas delivers a fastball. That's cut on and fouled back out of play for strike 1. Cameron Hunter, the batting cleanup for the Wildcats. Pitch from Hayden Thomas sails wide of the plate for ball 1. One and one the count to Cameron Hunter. Thomas comes set. He drops a breaking ball in. I tell you what, I don't know where this guy's strike zone's at, but he is not giving that inside pitch to either pitcher.
Yeah, we saw that last time. Same situation where the pitch was kind of right there at the knees and over that outside corner of the plate.
2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch is a cut on. This is John Dominguez has it. The throw over to first in time. And Hunter is retired. What a bang-bang play by John Dominguez as he lays out to his glove hand across the dirt, fields it, gets up, and throws Hunter out. What an awesome play by John Dominguez. 5-3 on the putout for out number 1, and that'll bring up the center fielder, number 2, Trenton Chin. This pitch is fouled back out of play for a long strike 1. By comparison, Trenton Chin, a much smaller player than Cameron Hunter. A curveball that he is just not giving. I tell you what, this is really tough. Both pitchers had good command of their curveballs, but he is just not giving the call. The 1-1 pitch, a fastball, and Chin could not catch up with it. 1-2, the count to Trenton Chin.
I almost wonder if the umpire's seeing the pitch as it comes in, because it starts out of the strike zone, comebacks in.
The 1-2, this is fouled back to the net, about 3 foot off to the right of us.
Yeah, good thing for the safety net in this fence.
Count will remain 1-2, 1 out with nobody on here in the top of the 2nd inning. No score as of yet for either side. Curveball, this is fouled off, and the count remains.
Yeah, that being said, setting up right here where we are, like directly behind the home plate umpire, probably at some point this weekend you'll see the ball come right back at your face. I wouldn't blame him for reacting, but luckily we'll be protected in the equipment as well.
1-2 the count. Thomas ready to work. He deals fastball in for a called strike 3, and Chin caught looking. 2 away. And that'll bring up the left fielder, number 24, Alex Corfort. Corfort batting from the left side. The pitch from Thomas, fastball that's fouled back out of play for strike 1. Both pitchers pitching effectively so far. Thomas delivers the curveball. This is hit out towards center field. Jameson Slater tracks it, makes the catch, and the side is retired. F8 on the putout. Wildcats go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. There's nobody left on after 1.5. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Schoening Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Schoening Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Schoening Hip Network and SHNSports.com.
Due up for the Raiders in the second, Dalton Porter, Hayden Thomas, and Lance Little. Lance Little, the designated hitter for the Raiders tonight, as he will be hitting for the center fielder, number 22, Jamison Slater. Dalton Porter stands in from the left side as he will face John Chomko for the first time tonight. Chomko so far with 2 strikeouts and a comebacker to the mound, as he's had a hand in every out so far for the Wildcats. He picks up the sign, he winds and deals. This is cut on and hit over to second base. Rockefeller has it, and Porter is out. 4-3 on the putout. 1 away, and that'll bring up the pitcher, number 10, Hayden Thomas. Thomas batting from the right side.
I'm not sure that they've caught on the music is still playing.
I'm surprised the umpires are not getting upset. The pitch from Chomko, it gets the outside corner for strike 1.
Oh, there you go. The umpire caught on.
And it's starting back up.
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
that umpire was just like, again? Come on now. That was funny.
The 0-1 pitch from Chomko. It's in the dirt for ball 1. That'll even the count up.
And both pitchers, I mean, until that little delay there with the music, really pitching with a faster pace.
Shadows beginning to creep on the field as the sun is beginning to set. The lights have just turned on. Chomko winds, and Thomas lays down a bunt to the third base side. Kilpatrick has it. The throw over will not be in time. And Hayden Thomas gets the infield hit.
Well, that's a way to get on base. The first base runner gets on because of a bunt, and I think that's really a surprise surprise move right there. He hadn't shown bunt before, and he'll get a courtesy runner, but it's the first base runner of the game. And
the courtesy running for Hayden Thomas is number 2, Nick Hempel, the typically second baseman, but from what we've been told, he got hit on the hand by a Hayden Thomas fastball during practice this week, and it's not in a cast, but it is injured. So hopefully we'll be able to see him sometime during this series.
Yeah, it's a good sign that he's out there running, obviously, and you can kind of see that wrap on his hand. So it's good that that he got involved in the game as well, because he's a big, important part of this team.
1 on with 1 out. Lance Little stands in from the right side. Throw over to first, not in time as Hempel dives back in. Chomko from the stretch. Checks Hempel at first. Comes set. The pitch, a fastball down the middle that misses.
Yeah, that inner half of the strike zone not particularly active for this umpire so far in this ball game.
1 ball, no strikes to Lance Little. Throw over to first, not in time as Hempel dives back in. And again, this is one of those things that you see, Karl, when a pitcher gets a runner on base, how that starts to work in his mindset, and is he more concentrating more on trying to get the runner out? Hit and run called, and Lance Little singles, or not singles, but hits it to first. That'll go 3-U on the putout, but it moves Hempel over to second and into scoring position on the fielder's choice. Two away, and that'll bring up the left fielder, number 14, Cody Kelch. Chomko checks Hempel back at second. He's pitching from the stretch. Pitch outside, a fastball for ball 1. Kelch batting 7th in the lineup for the Raiders. Hempel extends his lead at second. Drew Baker works up behind him and backs off. Hempel goes back to the bag as Chomko spins off.
Yeah, like you were saying, this just changes up the game. Definitely slows it down a little bit, and Chomko just has to make sure on his side of the job is not to give a big base hit.
The 1-0 pitch in for a called strike. That'll even the count at 1. The break-even pitch gets the outside corner for strike 2. And Cody Kelch down in the count 1-2. 1 on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second in a scoreless ball game. Chomko from the stretch. He comes set. He deals a swing and a miss from Kelch to end the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on, and after 2 frames complete, it's scoreless here in Bryan. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. And he will be facing the third baseman, number 4, Logan Kilpatrick. Number 12, Carson Thor, the first baseman. And number 11, Jordan Grice. So he will be facing the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Tomball. Logan Kilpatrick stands in from the right side. Thomas, as always, from the stretch, he delivers a breaking ball that's high and inside for ball 1.
Yeah, that one kind of got away from him, and Kilpatrick had to duck back away to make sure it didn't hit him.
The 1-0 pitch, a fastball just out of the zone for ball 2. Not sure.
The panda with a horn over there in the stands.
Fastball in for strike 1. 2-1 the count.
Someone's having fun. Someone's wearing a panda head and blowing a horn, and it sounds like a dying animal.
And pitch down and away for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Kilpatrick. Yeah, and when we say horn, it's literally a bull's horn. The 3-1, that's outside for ball 4, and Thomas issues his first walk of the night. Definitely not what you want to do with the 7, 8, and 9 hitters is put them on base by virtue of a walk.
Yeah, first
and
base
that'll
runner.
bring up number 12, Carson Thor, the first baseman.
Yeah, that's coming from the Wildcat side of things, so we can't get to the bottom of that one. We'll just assume that it's tradition. But I get the feeling that just started this inning, and it might have affected that at bat a little.
Fastball in for a strike as Carson Thor stands in. And Thomas, he doesn't have to make the switch from the windup to the stretch as he pitches exclusively from the stretch. Kilpatrick extends his lead at first. The pitch just up out of the zone is down the middle, and that'll even the count up at 1. 1 on with nobody out here in the top of the third for Memorial. The 1-1 pitch. This is lifted up. It's Dalton Porter in, makes the catch. It's just in shallow right field. In fact, it's just off the dirt. That'll be 1 away.
Yeah, it's a windy day, and I think that kind of affected where that ball was going. It didn't quite carry the way it was, but Porter's still able to track it down.
That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, and that'll be number 11, Jordan Grice. Grice batting from the right side. Kilpatrick extends his lead at first. Thomas delivers a fastball down and away for ball 1. Interesting to see somebody wearing a Panda outfit. The throw over to first. Close, but not in time as Kilpatrick dives back in. He kind of dove in high, and Southard tags him on the backside as he goes underneath.
Yeah, Southard almost got that.
Throw over, not in time as Thomas has an excellent pickoff move. Hayden Thomas, a commit to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That's one fouled off. And that'll even the count up at 1. 1-1, 1 runner on with 1 out, runner at first. And no score here in Bryan, Texas. The 1-1 pitch, this is fouled off for strike 2. And Grice falls behind 1-2 to Hayden Thomas.
Gorgeous ballpark out here, by the way.
Really is. Nice facilities here on the campus of Bryan High School.
Oh. The umpire lost his cleaning rag there. Might help things up.
1-2 the count to Jordan Grice. Thomas comes set. He deals fastball just off the corner. That'll even the count up at 2-2. Have 4 umpires. I tell you what, Hayden Thomas has not gotten a call on a curveball all night long.
Yeah, that little pitch that he has where it's a power curve, starts outside and ends up inside the strike zone, hasn't gotten a call.
Throw over to first, not in time as Kilpatrick dives back in. Grice has worked the count full. Austin Roccaforte on deck. Thomas making a throw over again, keeping Kilpatrick anchored to the bag. The payoff pitch, fastball, this is fouled off. And Grice stays alive. Count remains full. Thomas checks Kilpatrick at first. He comes set. He delivers. Fastball in the dirt. Bounces away from Vanoy to the backstop. Kilpatrick rounds second and holds up there. And Grice draws the walk. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Austin Roccaforte. Or Roccaforte. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his last name, but I think that's pretty accurate.
The fans from Tomball Memorial tuning in know who you're talking about, I imagine.
I'm sure. 2 on with 1 out. Runners at first and second for the Memorial Wildcats. As Roccaforte stands in. Thomas comes set. He deals. Curveball in for a strike. It's right down the middle. It was nowhere near the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, that one didn't break as hard as his other ones have. So I get the feeling that, keeping that curveball drop a little low will help him.
This curveball is hammered into foul territory. And that's a long strike. And that'll be a long strike 2. As it was fouled by about 10 feet or so.
Yeah, that one might have gotten hung up in the wind up in the air and worked out for the Raiders that it ended up in foul territory.
Roccaforte stands back in. Thomas comes set. The 0-2 pitch. High and outside as he tries to get Roccaforte to chase.
Yeah,
the ball 1.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure that was one of the better attempts of a waste pitch that you see on just trying to get him chased on an 0-2 count. That was real close.
The 1-2 fastball just misses. And the count evens up at 2. Umpires at each bag. The 2-2 pitch. This is lifted up and foul. And Roccaforte lives to swing another time.
He has a big at-bat here. Best opportunity for the Wildcats all game so far here in the 3rd.
Thomas picks up the sign from Vanoy. He checks Kilpatrick back at second. He deals. A pitch that just misses. And the count is worked full as Roccaforte was down 0-2. He's climbed back in this. The payoff pitch. This is cut on. This is hit out to right field. It falls in for a base hit. Thomas gets it in. And the bases are loaded. A best-of-3 series between these two schools. This is the first ever meeting between Tomball Memorial and Rouse Raiders. At least for certain on the baseball field.
Yeah, for sure. This is, two unfamiliar teams, unless maybe in select baseball they ran into each other once or twice. None of the players know each other, so you're not really dealing with a level of familiarity that you might be in district play.
Bases loaded for Sage Stewart as he stands in from the left side. He lifts this one foul. For strike 1. Raiders need to work out of this jam and retire the side. Hopefully minimal, if any, damage. Both teams with 1 hit so far in the game. It's fouled back, and Stewart down in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, Thomas just has to worry about the batter at the plate at the moment. That's all he can really do.
1 away with bases loaded. The 0-2 pitch. That's hit foul. And the count will remain 0-2. Thomas has the sign and comes set. The 0-2 to Stewart. This is cut on and lifted into right center. This will score 1, maybe 2. Kilpatrick comes across to score. As Stewart gets the single. Walks coming back to haunt the Raiders. 1 run has scored. The bases are loaded with 1 out, and that'll bring up the shortstop, number 8, Drew Baker.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. Those leadoff walks, they tend to come across and score a good percentage of the time. And yeah, Kilpatrick got that leadoff walk and becomes that first run to score. But, you know, some of these hits, the Rouse defense has really done a good job getting to them and limiting the base runner advancement, because that base hit from Austin Roccaforte actually didn't score anybody, even though that there was a runner at first and second, and that loaded up the bases. And Stewart there getting that RBI on his single only scored 1 run. But now we have this meeting on the mound, and they're trying to discuss how to get out of this bases loaded, only 1 out jam.
Coach Krimpine making a trip to the mound. Talk to his right-handed hurdler. Make sure that they understand they're on both pages, and Vanoy relaying what he's seeing from Thomas. You know, find out, hey, what's going on here? Why are we getting the call on the curves? You know, is it out? Is it in? What's happening here?
Yeah, I suppose no one really has a better view than the pitcher himself. You'd assume the home plate umpire, but
Drew Baker stands in. He fouls this one off. Thomas does a good job getting these kids into quick 0-2 counts, and they're able to either battle back, or the last couple have gotten singles. Throw over to first in time. And Sage Stewart is picked off.
you know, Southern's gotten close on a couple of those tags, and it was only a matter of time if Hayden Thomas kept throwing him over to first before Southern finally got a tag that beat the base runner, and it comes at a very opportune time here for the Raiders.
A pickoff from Hayden Thomas as he deals a curveball. This is popped up and hit out toward center field. This will drop in for a hit, and that one will score two. And Memorial has taken a 3-0 lead here in the third. Thing with the playoffs is every step you get, you have better quality teams. So you're facing a tough district opponent here that finished third in district, but they had a win against each team in the district.
So yeah, that shows you what you're going up against. Somebody who, you know, maybe one or two different plays go their way, and they might be the first place team in their district.
That pitch sails high for ball one to Cameron Hunter.
Yeah, because they have 21 wins on the season, so they're a pretty good team.
Runner on at first with 2 outs. Fastball misses the outside corner for ball 2.
In fact, they were pretty close to being in a tie with Tomball for second.
The 2-0 misses low for ball 3. 3-0 the count to the catcher, Cameron Hunter. Thomas comes set. He delivers. Fastball off the outside corner for ball 4. And that was a 4-pitch walk. Runners at first and second. Thomas issues his 3rd walk of the inning.
Yeah, Thomas has gotten a couple unfortunate breaks, especially going back to that Roccaforte at-bat where he had him at 0-2, and there was one waste pitch in there, but the other 2 or 3 pitches that got it to a full count, there were a couple opportunities where the umpire could have called strike 3 in my opinion, but you know, his eye just saw it outside, and it extends the inning to the point of a 3-0 lead here for the Wildcats.
Trenton Chin stands in for the Wildcats. He was caught looking back in the second. Thomas facing his 8th batter of the inning. He comes set, he deals. Pitch misses outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, fastball down the middle for a called strike. One ball, 1 strike to Chin. Pitch for Thomas, a swing and a miss from Chin for strike 2. 1-2 the count.
I suppose you'll be seeing the base runners go on every pitch here just to try and get a jump on it with 2 outs and 2 strikes.
Thomas has a sign. He toes the rubber. This is got on and hit foul. And Chin stays alive. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. This is cut on. This is hit out to left. Baker rounds 3rd. He holds up. And the bases are loaded once more.
Once again, Rouse does a good job of getting right to the ball wherever, you know, is hit, in this case, left field, and making sure that the runner at second doesn't come around to score. So that's twice this inning that they've made sure that the base runners didn't advance, and now Thompson needs to get out of the bases loaded jam with 2 outs.
This will bring up the 9th batter of the inning, and the left fielder, number 24, Alex Corford. Corford flew out to center his first at bat as he takes strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, a fastball that's cut on and missed for strike 2. Thomas has done a good job getting these hitters into 2 strike counts. Just can't seem to close the door on them tonight. Thomas picks up the sign from Vanoy. The 0-2 pitch. This is fouled back out of play. And Corford stays alive.
And it feels like this wind's picking up a little bit, which
flag is blowing out at fully straight from the pole, 90-degree angle. The 0-2 pitch, this is fouled off. Nothing into the count. Bases loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. This will be a base hit to right field, and that'll score Drew Baker. An RBI single for Alex Corfort. Hayden Thomas, by far, seeing his roughest inning of the season. 4 runs have scored on 5 hits here in the top of the third as Memorial has taken the lead 4-0 over your Rouse Raiders. The pitch, this is cut on and hit over. This gets through, and that will score another run. And you talk about the wheels falling off. It gets by Southard and Diaz into right field, and another run is scored.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward as Southard might have had the best chance there, but it kind of took an awkward hop into the outfield and queued in for a run to score.
Yeah, neither man touched the ball as it got into the infield, and no error on it. And that will bring up number 12, Carson Thor.
They didn't have a base runner in the first 2 innings, and now they've had the bases loaded the good majority of this 3rd inning.
This is popped up and hit out to right field. Dalton Porter over, makes the catch, and the side is finally retired. But the damage has been done as Memorial puts 5 runs on the Raiders on 6 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. After 2.5, your Raiders trail 5-0. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. John Dominguez will lead off the bottom of the 3rd for the Rouse Raiders. John Chomko back on the bump for the Memorial Wildcats as he's been spotted a 5-run lead, which definitely makes it a little more comfortable up there on the mound.
Yeah, for sure, and the good thing is if you're the Raiders, you got you just let your teammates know that there's still plenty of ball game left, and to the designated home team today is the Rouse Raiders, so it's an opportunity to try and make a big comeback, and still plenty of time left here only in the bottom of the 3rd.
John Dominguez with his first plate appearance tonight. Chomko shakes off a couple of signs and he steps off the rubber. He wants to see another run through of the signs. Memorial in their dark navy tops, white letters and numerals, Wildcats across the chest. The pitch for Chomko, that's in for a called strike. Fastball down on the lower corner. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss from Dominguez. And that'll be 2 strikes to Dominguez. Pitch gets the outside corner as Dominguez is caught looking for out number 1. On a pitch that was outside and low. It's just really hard to find this umpire's consistent strike zone.
Yeah, he's been fairly inconsistent on both sides, but that really hurt the Raiders, that in top of the 3rd.
Pitch in for a strike as Caleb Diaz stands in. Diaz batting 9th in the order. The 0-1 pitch from Chomko. That's down the middle for strike 2. Nothing and 2 the count to Diaz. Chomko comes set. He winds and deals. Misses for ball 1. Cameron Hunter thought that it might have been a strike. He was ready to throw it down to 3rd. 1 and 2 the count to Diaz. The pitch. That's in the dirt and to the backstop. And the count will even up at 2 and 2. Chomko winds. This pitch low and outside. And Diaz has worked the count full. Softball has entered the field of play. Time has been called.
Got to make sure you're safe. You know, those outfielders, as soon as that ball comes towards them, they can't be looking where their feet are.
Well, the softball field is adjacent to the baseball field, and one of their foul balls made it into the field of play. The payoff pitch to Diaz is upstairs for ball 4, and Chomko issues his first walk of the night. And the Raiders have another base runner. It's their second base runner of the night. And we're back to the top of the order, and Cody Vanoy comes to the plate. 1 on with 1 out as John Dominguez was caught looking to start the 3rd. Raiders trail by 5. 1 on with 1 out. Chomko checks Diaz at first. The throw over will not be in time as Diaz dives back in. Chomko from the stretch to throw over again. In and out of the glove of Carson Thor.
Before that Diaz walk, the Raiders dugout really got into the full count, and now they're kind of supporting the base runner Diaz as well as Vanoy at the plate.
Swing and a miss from Vanoy.
And that's what the point I was trying to get at was that it's good to see their energy still high, even though they find themselves in this 5-0 hole all of a sudden in the bottom of the 3rd from that top of the 3rd inning.
Throw over will not be in time. The pitch for Chomko, that's outside, and the count will leave it at 1. Fastball off the outside corner. Vanoy batting from the right side. The pitch, swing and a miss from Vanoy for strike 2. Chomko doing a good job so far keeping the Raiders hitters off balance. They've had a hard time really gauging his fastball, especially down the middle. A swing and a miss on a down the middle pitch from John Chomko. And Vanoy is retired for out number 2. And that'll bring up Robbie Ramos-Caro. Ramos Caro 0 for 1 on the night. A strikeout victim. Fouls this one off for strike one.
Yeah, Chomko's done a really good job tonight. The only base hit he's given up to the Raiders was that base hit bump back in the second inning to Hayden Thomas.
The throw over will not be in time.
And he really is dedicated to making sure those base runners stay near their bag, too. He's spent more time throwing it over to first when there's runners on.
The 0-1 pitch. He said he did swing, and it looked like he checked his swing pretty good.
Yeah, it looked like Cameron Hunter, the catcher for the Wildcats, wanted to make a little bet with the home plate umpire because he's like, "You sure?" It's like, "Just do me a favor and appeal," and they called it on the appeal.
The 0-2, this is lifted foul. And Ramos continues to breathe life at the plate. Diaz extends his lead at first. Chomko throws over again. He's probably made 6 throws over to first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like an 0-2 count to the batter Ramos, but Diaz, you know, he already pitched to Diaz. He's thrown over Diaz in his direction more than he is for Ramos.
The 0-2, a swing and a miss. And the side is retired. No runs on no hits. The Raiders leave one stranded, no errors. And after 3 complete, your Rouse Raiders trail Memorial by 5. It's 5-0 here in Bryan. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Hayden Thomas back on the hill for the Raiders. As number 11, Jordan Grice will come to the plate. Grice, 9th in the order. Thomas winds, he deals. This is hit over to short. Ramos Karl has it, throw over to first in time. And Grice is retired. 6-3 on the putout. And back to the top of the order with Austin Roccaforte coming up. He's 1 for 2. He's grounded to short and singled. And has scored a run. One out with nobody on here in the top of the 4th for the Memorial Wildcats. Wow, I am just amazed.
Those curveballs don't get any respect, really. I'd say that 9 out of 10 of them have ended up in the strike zone and been called balls.
Fastball up out of the zone and inside for ball 1. That'll even the count up. 2-0, the count to Roccaforte. Pitch in for a called strike. I say 2-0. It's 1-2. The scoreboard has the count wrong. The 1-2 pitch. It's inside. Whoa, wait just a second. I must have missed something. Maybe I was wrong. Okay. 2-2 the count. I don't know how much closer you can paint that picture right there, Karl, but
yeah, Vinoy even said something because I think he was saying that inside half has not really been called all night long here for Hayden Thomas.
payoff pitch. This is lifted foul, and Roccaforte stays alive. Full count as Roccaforte had at his previous at bat. This is hit out toward right. Dalton Porter has it, and Roccaforte is retired. 2 away, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Sage Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart was one of those guys that reached in that third inning, but luckily for the Raiders, he was picked off, and Southern with the quick hands was able to end his last base attempt.
Fastball in for a strike. It's actually cut on and missed for strike one. Lights have come up to full intensity. This is lifted foul and out of play. Two strikes to the lefty, Sage Stewart. The 0-2 pitch, that's fouled back and hits the net in front of us.
Play that law of averages, eventually it'll really come close to us and maybe even shake up our equipment a little bit here.
Just off our starboard side. Sage Stewart rung up, caught looking. That's 3, and the Wildcats go in order. 1, 2, 3 in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. Raiders trail by 5. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Well, on to the bottom we go. Jared Southard will lead off for the Raiders. John Chomko back on the hill for the Wildcats. Raiders desperately needing to generate some offense. Chomko will face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to lead off. Chomko winds, he deals. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. Southard 0 for 1. He struck out back in the first. One ball, no strikes as we get things started. The pitch from Chomko. That's a swing and a miss from Jared Southard on a pitch that was outside.
Yeah, Southern was hoping that was in his sweet spot, and it moved a little on him.
The 1-1, a swing and a miss for strike 2. And it's just at the top of the zone. The 1-2 pitch, this is cut on and hit to short. Baker has it, the throw over to first in time, and Southern is retired. 6-3 on the putout. And that'll bring up the right fielder, number 55, Dalton Porter. Porter 0 for 1. He grounded to second. Back in the second to lead off. Chomko winds, he fires. This is fastball down the middle for strike one. The pitch, a swing and a miss from Porter, and he's down in the count, 0-2. Raiders need some base runners and need them quick. The 0-2 pitch from Chomko, a swing and a miss. Actually fouls it to the catcher to complete the strikeout. 2 away, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Hayden Thomas. Thomas with the lone Raider single tonight. Chomko with 7 strikeouts on the night so far. Pitch inside for ball 1.
Yeah, Chomko's just done a great job on that hill, even before he got that run support. Still only 2 base runners on the evening for the Raiders.
The 1-0 pitch, that's lifted foul and out of play. And that'll even the count up at 1. The pitch, this is lifted foul and is playable. Austin Roccaforte makes the catch and is way out in foul territory. And that will end the Raider 5th, or the Raider 4th. 1, 2, 3 go the Raiders. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. After 4 complete, we're on to the 5th. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Due up for the Wildcats in the 5th. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters, that'll be Drew Baker, Cameron Hunter, and Trenton Chin. Baker is 1 for 2. The pitch from Thomas. This is hit out to right. And a leadoff single for the Wildcats. And that will bring up the catcher, number 20, Cameron Hunter. Hunter batting cleanup for the Wildcats. Thomas comes set. Hunter bunts this one and pop-up foul. Lanoy unable to get back to it.
Seems like Tomball's kind of in this mindset of any extra run would just be gravy, so they look to go small ball here and try and get Baker into scoring position with that bunt, but ends up being fouled back by Hunter.
Thomas checks Baker at first. Comes set. The 0-1 pitch. That's in the dirt. Throw down second will be wide of the bag, and Baker will have a stolen base. One on with no outs here in the top of the fifth. Runner second for the Wildcats. 1-1 the count to Cameron Hunter. The pitch, a breaking ball that he finally calls for a strike.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably been at least 12 of those curveballs that have been close, and only 2 of them have really gotten called for the strike. So,
yeah, only two of his curveballs have been called for strikes, and that's one that was right down the center of the plate that did not have a whole lot of break to it, and then that one right there, which has been in the same spot as the rest of his curveballs and just has not gotten the call until that pitch. 1-2, the count to Cameron Hunter. Thomas comes set. He checks Baker back at second, and Hunter calls time.
His own teammate was distracting him, I think, with all the dancing he was doing there away from second.
If you're just listening in, Raiders are trailing by 5. Pitch in the dirt, and that'll even the count up. 2-2, the count to Cameron Hunter. A disastrous third inning for the Raiders. Got 5 runs across the plate for Tomball Memorial. Full count to Cameron Hunter. The payoff pitch. This is cut on and hit over to second. Diaz has it, throws over. That'll go 4-3 on the fielder's choice. And 1 away. Runner at third for Trenton Chin. Chin is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. First base umpire calls time as baseball had dropped out of one of the players' hands in the Wildcat dugout into the field of play.
That's an alert ump.
Breaking pitch just a bit inside for ball 1. The 1-0, that's upstairs for ball 2. The 2-0, that's upstairs for ball 3. Three balls, no strikes to Trenton Chin. Fastball that just misses low for ball 4. Runners on the corners. And that may be it for Hayden Thomas. Coach Crampine calls time. Number 24, Alex Forfort. Coach Crimpine not happy, and he's going to bring in his lefty, Matt Bazemore. Matt Bazemore comes on in relief of Hayden Thomas. Thomas goes 4 1/3. Allows 5 runs on 7 hits. All of them earned.
Yeah, just a situation here where, you know, Rouse still plenty of time. If they could have this damage done to them in one inning, they certainly could get it back, but they're running out of time here as they'll have the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning frames to come to the plate. But at the moment, they're just worried on defense with runners on the corners and only 1 out. We go back to that at-bat from Cam Hunter just before Chin and drew his walk, and that was actually following the base hit by Drew Baker. So Hunter was going to play a little small ball. He showed a bunt, and a pitch just gets away from Vinoy and allows Baker to get to second. So that kind of takes away the bunt sign, and because of the fielder's choice from Cam Hunter putting the ball into play, Baker was able to make it to third, and then that walk by Chin puts runners on the corners and brings us to where we are with Bazemore warming up and runners on first and second with only that 1 out from the fielder's choice. Kind of puts Bazemore in a tough situation. Obviously, you know, relief pitchers have to deal with that from time to time, but that's kind of a situation where the Raiders obviously don't want to give up any more runs, and any further damage done would just make that comeback that much harder.
Bazemore finishes his warm-up pitches as Vinoy treks out to the mound to talk with him. Hayden Thomas not removed from the game, but moved to center field. Jamison Slater has been substituted for with Matt Bazemore. Bazemore will face Alex Corfort for the first time tonight. Corfort 1 for 2. The pitch, fastball inside for ball 1.
I suppose it could possibly be Corfort's birthday. I think I hear the song of Happy Birthday coming from the Wildcats dugout.
Bazemore from the stretch. This was cut on. This is lifted to left. Kelch has it, makes the catch. Baker tags up and will score on the sacrifice. Sac fly on the RBI, and 6 have scored. 2 away, and that'll bring up number 4, Logan Kilpatrick. Raiders now trail by 6-0. Tomball Memorial here in the top of the 5th. Lefty-righty. Pitch from Bazemore in for a strike. As Kilpatrick takes. Kilpatrick 1 for 1. He has a single and a walk. The 0-1 pitch is a cut on, a hit over to short. A throw over to second in time, and Chin is out on the force. That'll go 6-4 on the putout, and the fielder's choice by Logan Kilpatrick. Wildcats get 1 across on 1 hit. No errors. They don't leave anybody stranded. And on to the bottom of the 5th we go. Memorial leading 6-0. You're listening to Rouse Raider Playoff Baseball on SHN Sports.
It's the bottom of the fifth inning. Karl Schoening along with Michael Francis. Michael had to step aside for a moment as we have Lance Little leading off for the Rouse Raiders here to start off the bottom of the fifth. The Raiders trail to Tomball Memorial 6-0. Ball one taken on a pitch that misses downstairs to Little. Little failed to reach back in the second on a fielder's choice, but that advanced Hayden Thomas to second, and that's as far as the Raider runners have gone tonight. And a swing and a miss right there evens the count at 1 strike as Little swung at a high fastball. Time asked for on the field, and be Coach Crimpine wanting to say something real quick to Lance Little. Little getting new instructions with the 1-1 count. Nobody out, nobody on. Just getting rolling here on the bottom of the fifth. While Rouse trails 6-0, still plenty of time. 3 more opportunities for them to come to the plate. Conversation is over, and Little will step back in, right-handed batter. Going against Chomko for the second time tonight. Chomko ready back on the mound, shakes off the first couple signs and finds the one he likes, working out of the windup, sends the pitch. The 1-1 just misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Now to Lance Little. The 2-1 quickly back and fouled off. Count all level, 2 balls, 2 strikes for Little, who's leading off here in the bottom of the fifth. 2-2, swung on, floated over the shortstop, and the shortstop times it and makes a jumping catch. Nice play there by Baker, and that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the fifth as Baker robs a base hit from Lance Little. Cody Kelch will step in now. Nobody on, 1 out. Kelch 0 for 1. He struck out to end the second inning. Coming up for his second plate appearance, swings and misses the first pitch from Chomko. Chomko really finding his rhythm now, has only allowed 2 base runners, most recent coming back in the third inning on a walk. 0-1, swing and a miss. And Kelch coming up swinging, misses the first 2 tries. Chomko likes a sign. He'll be aggressive, attacks the strike zone, and the ump says it just misses outside. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 5th, and Couch retired, brings up Dominguez. John Dominguez steps in. Third straight right-handed batter the right-handed Chomko has faced here in the bottom of the 5th. The first pitch is fouled way back, and strike 1. As that one goes out of play. Dominguez quickly collects himself back in the batter box. Chomko ready to go right away. Here's a grounder hit to short. Baker collects and fires across the diamond in time for out number 3. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on. We head into the top of the 6th inning. 6-0 your score. Tomball Memorial leads the Rouse Raiders. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports. Bazemore comes on for his second inning of work here as we get rolling on the top of the 6th inning. I'm Karl Schoening. Michael Francis had to step aside for a moment. Tomball Memorial leading the Rouse Raiders 6-0 here on SHN Sports. Game 1 of this series. It's the first round of the playoffs, and the Tomball Memorial Wildcats, the 3 seed out of District 25A, and they were a competitive 3 seed as they beat every team in the district. Leading things off will be Thor, and the first pitch from Bazemore is one that bounces off the plate for ball 1. Bazemore out of the windup. The lefty delivers. Strike right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Thor. One pitch floats onto the outer half of the zone, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now against Thor. Curveball is grounded to short, backhanded by Ramos Caro. He gets it to first on a bounce, and Southard makes the squeeze in time for out number 1. Thor's retired, and that will be out 1 here in the bottom of the 6th, and brings up Grice, the 9th hitter in the order. Grice steps in, 0 for 1 with a walk in 2 plate appearances. He walked back in the 3rd and grounded out to short in the 5th, and we welcome back Michael Francis as Bazemore sends a pitch outside.
Well, a fascinating trip to the restroom as they have a huge fan in there that's blowing. It sounds like a fan boat on the swamps in Louisiana. The 1-0 pitch, that's high and outside to Jordan Grice.
I haven't spent much time in Louisiana, but I know what you're talking about. I've seen The Water Boy. If you remember, that's how he got into the big bowl game on a fan boat.
Swing and a miss from Grice for strike 1. 2-1 the count to Grice. Bazemore winds and delivers down and away for ball 3. We're in the top of the 6th. Pitch for a called strike as Grice was taking all the way. The Wildcats up on the Raiders 6-0. In the top of the 6th, that pitch fouled off. And the count is work full. Payoff pitch from Matt Bazemore. That's popped up. It's playable. Jared Southard calls it, makes the catch. And Grice is retired. Infield fly to Jared Southard. 2 away and back to the top of the order we go with the Wildcats, and that'll bring up number 7, Austin Roccaforte. Roccaforte 1 for 3. Pitch, fastball down the middle for a strike. 0-1 the count to Roccaforte. Bazemore winds, and he delivers. Fastball, this is chopped on and hit over to third. Dominguez has it, throws over, and Southard applies the tag on a throw that pulls him off the bag. He makes an athletic jump to save it from going wild and tags Roccaforte before he touches the bag. That'll retire the side in order. 1, 2, 3, go the Wildcats. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And after 5.5, Wildcats 6, Raiders nothing. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN. On to pitch the 6th for the Tomball Memorial Wildcats, and he will face the 9-1-2 batters for the Raiders. Caleb Diaz, Cody Vanoy, and Robbie Ramos Karl. Diaz steps into the box as he steps up to the dish. Umpire calls time, and he's wanting to talk with the first base umpire.
What's there to discuss?
Well, that is a good question. I'm not exactly sure. He wants to talk to Coach Crampane. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. It's the start of the inning. We're at the number 9 batter, so.
It looks like they're quizzically looking into the stands. They're not waving to us, are they?
No.
Looks like they're calling over some of the baseball players that were in the stands.
They're looking up in the press box. I don't think they're concerned with the stands, the players in the stands. As long as they're not interfering with the pitcher,
if that's what the holdup was, that's an odd occurrence of events. I'm not sure I've ever seen baseball players called from the stands into the dugout by the umpire, but I suppose it's his game and his rules were applied.
The pitch misses as we get things started for ball one. Not really sure what that is about, as players have done that all season long. This is fouled off for strike one. The count will even.
Yeah, you see that year-round. In fact, a lot of times players are the ones who do the radar gun for teams, and all kinds of times. That's odd.
The 1-1 pitch, this is hit foul down the right field side. And the count goes to 1-2, and pretty stiff breeze blowing in from dead center. One and two, the count to Caleb Diaz. John Chopko picks up the sign from Cameron Hunter. This is lifted foul and back out of play and on the right field side as it goes over the stands filled with the Tomball faithful.
Well, Diaz has the best on-base percentage so far among Raiders, with that walk being his only plate appearance in the third.
The 1-2, this is lifted in the infield. Thor over, makes the catch. And Diaz is retired for out number one. Cody Vanoy, who's 0 for 2 on the night. He's grounded back to the pitcher and struck out in his 2 appearances. The pitch from Chomko, this is fouled off and to the backstop. For a strike. 0-1 the count to Cody Vanoy. Chomko winds, he deals. This hits Vanoy in the back, and he makes the trek down to first base. And that is the first hits batsman of the night for either team. Vanoy, just the third base runner of the night for the Raiders. Thomas, Diaz, and Vanoy are the only base runners. Courtesy runner for the catcher, and I think it's Ethan Moore. Robbie Ramos-Caro on. So he takes a fastball for ball one.
Well, something to build upon here. 1 out and 1 on for the Raiders. So this will be just
throw
as good
over.
Time.
Will not be in time as Moore dives back in.
Be just as good a time as any to get the rally rolling.
Ramos takes for ball 2. Hunter gives a sign. Chomko comes, says he throws over yet again. That's his third throw over. He does not like base runners on. 2-0 count to Ramos-Caro as he takes for strike one. Two balls, no strikes. 1 on with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch. It's outside for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Ramos Karl. The throw over will not be in time as Moore dives back in. The 3-1 pitch. That's in for a strike, and the count works full to Ramos Karl.
You think the more Chomko does that, eventually he might throw it over the first baseman.
Payoff pitch was in on the hands. Ramos Karl able to get a piece of it, fouls it back to the fence. Had he laid off, that would have been a ball 4. The throw over, not in time.
Well, Chomko does have a nice little pickoff attempt. It hasn't worked at this point tonight.
The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Two away, and that'll bring up the first baseman, number 23, Jared Southard. Southard 0 for 2 on the night. He has a strikeout. He's grounded short. Chomko comes set. He delivers. This pitch in for a called strike. One strike to Southard. One on with 2 outs. This is popped up. This is playable. Hunter tracks it, and he loses it in the lights, and it falls harmlessly to the ground. Two strikes, Jared Southard. He's going to walk down and talk to Coach Crampine. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Raiders trail by 6. As they've yet to put a runner across the plate. The 0-2 pitch, fastball outside for ball 1. 1-2, the count to Jared Southard. Time was called. I'm sure they're going to send Moore back. He didn't realize that time was called.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before, where time was called for and the base runner didn't quite catch on, and he was just determined to head for second. So bad timing, I guess.
Yeah. 1-2 the count. Chomko winds, he delivers. Fastball upstairs for ball 2. As he said, Porter was too close and needed to be on the on-deck circle. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And Southard is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. Raiders strand 1. And after 6 complete, it's 6-0 Memorial Wildcats here in Bryan. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Stephen Connie comes on in relief of Matt Bazemore as we get started here in the 7th. Raiders struggling to generate any type of offense tonight versus John Chomko and the Memorial Wildcats.
Yeah, you really got to give Chomko some credit. That base hit bunt was the only hit that he's given up back in the second when Hayden Thomas kind of snuck that bunt in. He hadn't shown bunt the whole at-bat and was able to lay it perfectly down the third base line and catch Kilpatrick off guard and get to first. But he was left on at second in the second, and then there was that walk in the third where Diaz was left on at first, and then that hit batsman of Vinoy in that 6th inning, just the last frame, and that's really been all the base runners for the Raiders, and they haven't gotten past second tonight.
Leading off the 7th for the Wildcats will be the designated hitter, Sage Stewart, as he takes for strike 1. The pitch fouled off for strike 2. Connie comes set. He finally likes to sign the 0-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. And Stewart is retired. Beautiful curveball from Stephen Connie for out number 1. That'll bring up the shortstop, Drew Baker. Baker is 2 for 3 on the night. He has 2 singles. And a strikeout. That pitch through the legs of Cody Vinoy for ball 1. Want to know the count to Baker. Connie has a sign. He winds and delivers. Fastball. Misses for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. That's in the dirt to the backstop for ball 3. Connie winds, he delivers for ball 4. Inside and high on the fastball, and Baker is aboard. 1 on with 1 out here in the 7th. And that'll bring up the catcher, number 20, Cameron Hunter. The throw over will not be in time. Connie comes set, he delivers. That's upstairs for ball 1. Connie picks up the sign from Vinoy. Comes set from the stretch. This is popped up and playable. Porter in on it, it's in and out of the glove. We'll throw over to second. We'll be in time, and Baker is out on the force. That'll be a fielder's choice. And that'll go 7-6. Interesting call on the fielder's choice.
The most important thing for the Raiders is it resulted in an out.
Fastball down the middle to the center fielder, Trenton Chin. The Raiders get the lead runner. Connie comes set, the 0-1. Throw down to second. Goes into center field. Throw from Hayden Thomas, not in time as the runner advances around, a courtesy runner that I didn't notice they had changed for the catcher, and I will give you his name here in just a second. Matthew Martin, courtesy running for the catcher, Cameron Hunter. 0-2, the count to Chin. Connie winds, curveball. Wow. Misses low for 1 ball, 2 strikes. Connie comes set. He delivers another curveball. This was hit way foul and went out of play. It was over the fence. Had he straightened that out, that would have been a home run.
Yeah, I don't think the wind pushed that foul, but
No.
it definitely secured it in the foul territory as that was the direction things were going. But that's the last thing you want to see as a pitcher. Well, not really the last thing you want to see as a pitcher, but you certainly don't like foul balls going that deep on you.
0-2, or 1-2 the count to Trenton Chin. Curveball. This is lined into left. This will score. And Chin with a stand-up double. When the wheels fall off and nothing seems to go your way, that's how this has kind of played out tonight.
Yeah, nothing.
And it didn't start out that way. First 2 innings, Thomas retired the batters in order. And the 3rd inning, the wheels just kind of fell off, and have a new pitcher as Connie has been relieved. I haven't seen his number yet. As soon as I see it, I'll let you know. Peyton Driggers. No, it's not Peyton Driggers. I am sorry. Hold on just 1 second. I saw the 3. Fisher Kingsbury is up from the JV. Comes on in relief of Stephen Connie. Connie goes 2/3 of an inning. He allows 1 hit, 1 run scores. Well, check that. He allows 2 hits and 1 run to score. As he just gave up the double to Trenton Chin.
Yeah, well, he comes in a situation where he only needs to record 1 out here on the mound and deal with the runner at second. But if he's fortunate, by some kind of miracle, the Raiders can score 7 runs and he might be able to come back in the 8th. But right now, the Raiders just trying to get the 1 out here in the top of the 7th and try and get into their half of the inning.
Well, the property of second base, Trenton Chin, belongs to Stephen Connie. as Fisher Kingsbury makes his first varsity appearance of the season in relief of Stephen Connie. He will face the left fielder, number 24, Alex Corfort. Corfort stands in from the left side. Kingsbury picks up the sign from Cody Vanoy, and he checks Chin back at second. Pitch is cut on and hit foul down the left field side. Now to play for strike one. Vanoy calls time. He wants to go out, make sure that he and Kingsbury are definitely on the same page. Raiders trail by 7 here in the 7th. Pitch from Kingsbury. It's down the middle and fouled back to the backstop for strike 2. Nothing and 2. The count to Corfort. Kingsbury comes set. He delivers a curveball. This is hit out to right center. Thomas has it. Chin will score. That'll be an RBI single for Corfort. And Tomball Memorial has taken an 8-run lead over the Raiders. 8 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Every run has been earned. Kingsbury comes set. He delivers in on the hands. Dominguez has it, throws over. In time. That'll end the 7th for the Wildcats, but the damage is done. They put on 2 more runs and take an 8-0 lead. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. 8-0 Wildcats. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Dalton Porter will lead things off here in the 7th for the Raiders. Raiders down to their last 3 outs if they can't even the score. Dalton Porter leading off. John Chomko on to pitch the 7th, looking for the complete game shutout of the Raiders. He will face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in Dalton Porter, Hayden Thomas, and Lance Little. Chomko winds. He delivers high and outside for ball 1. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch upstairs for ball 3. Three and 0 the count to Dalton Porter. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Dalton Porter. And that'll bring up Hayden Thomas.
Well, I don't see these Raiders quitting, and the leadoff walk is certainly best case, well, not best case scenario, but better than an out, obviously. And they get, I believe, only their 4th base runner of the game.
That would be correct. And Dalton Porter. Wow.
Yeah, that wasn't particularly close when he called a strike.
That was a very generous strike on a pitch that was low and inside. About 2 inches off of Thomas's ankle. That throw over to first, not in time. As Porter gets back in. The 0-1 pitch misses for ball 1. That was a much better looking pitch than the
the one that was called for a strike. Yeah.
1-1 the count to Hayden Thomas. John Chomko picks up the sign from Cameron Hunter. This is cut on and lifted into foul territory on the right field side. And Carson Thor over and makes the catch to retire Hayden Thomas on the infield fly. 1 away. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 20, Lance Little. Pitch in for a called strike. As Little takes. Chomko checks Porter over at first. A swing and a miss from Lance Little for strike 2 on kind of an attempt at a check swing. I think he really didn't have a whole lot of effort in it. It looked like he might be trying to check it, but was unsuccessful, went around.
Yeah, he was committed on that one.
The 0-2, a swing and a miss for strikeout number 12. The Raiders down to their final out, and Cody Kelch. Kelch is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He has not been able to solve the Chomko puzzle all night long. The pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 1. Nothing in 1 to Kelch. Pitch inside for a ball. Chomko shakes off the sign. He checks Porter at first. He comes set. He deals. That's called strike for strike 2, and on an outside pitch, a curveball that was up and out of the zone.
Yeah, I think the umpire might be ready to get home.
Raiders down to their final strike. See, now that was a strike right there, and the previous pitch wasn't.
He might have heard me. He's like, yeah, maybe I'm not ready to go home, because that was strike 3 if you're going based off the count, but maybe
right.
The same logic you're thinking of. It's like, I gave him a ball, give him a strike here when it should be flipped around.
That'll even the count, 2-2 to Cody Kelch. Chomko from the stretch deals a swing and a miss, and that is the ball game. Chomko picks up his 13th strikeout in Cody Kelch, and the Raiders are held scoreless in game 1 of a best-of-3 series between Tomball Memorial and the Rouse Raiders. First ever meeting in Tomball. John Chomsky just took control from the very beginning. It looked like it was going to be a pitcher's duel as through the first 2 innings, Hayden Thomas retired the side in order. The second inning, Chomko actually had 4 come to the plate, and we got a runner on. Broke it open with the infield bunt by Hayden Thomas with the infield hit. And Hayden Thomas came out for the third, and the wheels just fell off. I felt like that he was being squeezed extremely hard by the umpire and not giving the inside curveball that's part of his bread and butter where he lives, the fastball and that curveball on the inside. And the umpire just would not give him that pitch. We saw it where he got it called one time for a strike, and then the other curveball was right down the middle of the plate with not a whole lot of break to it.
Yeah, we mentioned that probably took away maybe 10 strikes by not being a conventional strike zone range as you would expect from an umpire. And, someone like Hayden Thomas needs those curveballs to really fall. Well, and, if he can't go to it, then he takes away his best thing, and that's how you end up with one of those 5-run innings.
A lot of those happened on batters that were in 0-2 counts.
Very much so, yes.
And that would have changed the whole complexion of the third inning had he had not been squeezed so tightly on that inside curveball that got the corner of the plate. I mean, we're sitting directly behind the plate, so we have a very good vantage of what's coming across. We're not sitting at an angle like we are at times and can't really determine where it's at, but we're seeing it right as it is.
Yeah, we have a pretty good angle in relation to the umpire, but unfortunately, really it almost comes down to Chomko. If it wasn't for that base hit bunt, he has a no-hitter, and he really did light it up on the Raiders. So that's the good news for the Raiders, that they won't have to face Chomko anymore, because overall, they might still not have been able to really get things going even if this were a closer game. So, but yeah, unfortunate outing for Hayden Thomas, probably his worst of the season, but, really a big part of that, if you something that won't show up in the box score, if you will, is that, he wasn't getting the call for a pitch that he usually gets a call for, and unfortunately that results in the strike zone being narrowed and the hitters having a better opportunity to put it in play.
John Chomko picks up the complete game shutout and win over the Rouse Raiders. He goes 7 complete and only gives up 1 hit, gives up no runs. Rouse sends 4 to the mound tonight. Hayden Thomas goes 4 1/3 innings. He gives up 5 runs on 6 hits. He's the losing pitcher tonight for the Rouse Raiders, and it's his first loss of the season. So that tells you how he was coming into this game tonight. Stephen Connie, or Matt Bazemore, goes 2 2/3, or an inning and 2/3, and Stephen Connie goes an inning, and Fisher Kingsbury comes on, and Stephen Connie goes 2/3 of an inning, and Fisher Kingsbury comes on for 1/3 of an inning to end the 7th and close out the game. So disappointing first game loss, but the Raiders have another game and possibly a second game or a third game if necessary. Well, if the Raiders win tomorrow night, it will be necessary. If they lose, it's win or go home tomorrow.
Same time tomorrow, 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Correct.
Yes.
So I will be back tomorrow evening. I'm not sure who's going to be back with me tomorrow. I believe you already are committed to.
Yeah, I have stuff going on with iHeart, so we'll see. We'll talk to Rob about it. The Georgetown Eagles had their own playoff game, so
right.
Yeah, but no, obviously not the start that the Raiders wanted, but they definitely do get get another chance here. That's the beauty of it. It's better than single elimination postseason, and they'll have one more opportunity tomorrow night here, and then if it comes down to it, the rubber match, the winner go home game, Game 3.
True enough. Well, Raiders lose it 8-0. They give up 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They score no runs on 1 hit and no errors. A tough loss. They take it on the chin tonight, but they get to recover and come back tomorrow night and do it all over again and hopefully pick up